Alright, what is going on, guys? Xpertfusion here, and in this video I want to go over my hopes, my worries, all this type of crap about Call of Duty World War II, which is kind of confirmed as the name of the next Call of Duty. Kind of, not 100%, but like 99.999. Like, it hasn't been officially announced, but it's been leaked into the point where you can tell it's real. So, Call of Duty World War II. We have not had a Call of Duty World War II game since Call of Duty World at War. Hell, we haven't even had a Call of Duty that's in a past war since Black Ops 1, which was still pretty fucking long ago. And I am really freaking excited for this game. Maybe mainly because we haven't had anything like this, not just in Call of Duty terms, but really anything, any game in general. I mean, think about the last World War II game. I mean, we had Wolfenstein, which really wasn't all that good, honestly. I mean, in first-person shooter status, Wolfenstein wasn't really that good. Battlefield 1 is not a World War II game, it's a World War I game. And so World War II just hasn't been seeing too much love lately. I mean, it's kind of gotten a little outdated by now, but I really do think tons of games are going back to World War II now. And I think it's going to be very uplifting to see another World War II game. Now, I have hopes, I have worries, there's a lot of different things, and I'm going to talk about my worries in this video, because obviously I'm going to have some worries as to how the game works, and the mechanics in the game, and features, and this goes for campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, so we're going to kind of go through each mode, and talk about my worries and my hopes for each game mode. So starting off with campaign, honestly, I only have one thing that I really do not want them to fuck up on, and I almost know they probably will, but it's not really their fault. It's the fact that it's campaign. It should be historically accurate. It should be, historically accurate to that time period, to the weapons and all that, and I don't think they're gonna do that. And as much as I'm okay with, fictional characters and fictional moments and scenes, obviously it doesn't have to be taken straight from a history book. Every scene that happens in the game does not have to actually happen in real life. I get that. But in terms of the places they go to, the battles they fight, all that type of stuff, the groups that are in it, I want all that to be present. Now, I do think they're going to censor a lot, basically, mainly because, I mean, a lot of kids are playing Call of Duty, and I don't know if they're even allowed to put Nazi signs anymore, the swastikas. I don't know if they're allowed to. And I really want them to, just out of historical significance. I mean, that would look really weird seeing a group of people walking down the streets with just the Iron Cross instead of swastikas, when obviously it's supposed to be swastikas. And I'm hoping they at least give you an option to, like, censor it or not, whether or not you don't want to see it. I mean, people are obviously little girls nowadays. Everybody's, bitchy, sensitive, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've complained about people being bitchy and sensitive for a lot of things, and this is definitely one of them. There are a lot of people who get offended by this type of stuff just by seeing a freaking symbol in a video game, which is really dumb. And the Holocaust, it's a very touchy subject, but it happened so long ago, so I don't really see why they have to, censor things, because I do think they will. I don't think they're going to show the true horrors of the Holocaust and of different parts. I think they're just going to focus on the American part of the war, but I really hope they go more in depth and focus on every part of the war, because their game is called World War II. It's not like World at War or something else. This is actually called straight up World War II. So you would think they would focus basically everything on World War II. And that, I want it to be 100% realistic to, the time period and all that. I want the camos to be realistic to that time period, the gear, all that stuff to be realistic to World War II. Now we get into the multiplayer. Now the multiplayer, a lot of people say they don't want, they're saying the exact things. They want the historical significance to stay in multiplayer, as it probably will in campaign. And honestly, it's multiplayer. I do not care if they go a little above and beyond in terms of some things. I don't want them to have no futuristic weapons or anything like that. I don't mean that. I don't want them to have futuristic looking suits. I don't want them to have futuristic looking maps. That's not what I mean. But I don't mind if they go a little above and beyond in terms of character gear, maybe some character gear that you wouldn't normally see a soldier wearing, because it's multiplayer. It's supposed to be fun and goofy and enjoyable. It's not supposed to be 100% serious. So I wouldn't mind if they had some gear that obviously does not look like gear that a World War II soldier would wear, and camos that you would not see a World War II soldier have. I mean, what, are we just not going to have any camos? I mean, the only camos during World War II, they would use like woodland camo and desert camos and like snowy camos. That's all they really used. They didn't use anything like crazy. And I guess, I mean, Call of Duty's nowadays with all the crazy camos, I guess those games are primarily in the future, so it makes more sense. But I honestly don't mind if they add crazy looking camos. Now, when I say crazy looking camos, I don't mean like stupid looking camos. Like, I don't mean like, you know, space cats or something on your or rubber duckies like there was in Call of Duty Ghosts. I don't mean that. I don't mean, you know, freaking neon pink looking color. I don't mean that. I mean stuff like weaponized 115 or Afterlife camo from Black Ops 2, stuff like that. It looks badass as hell, looks like a good camo, but you would never see a World War II soldier with it. And because it's multiplayer, I don't mind that. I also don't mind if the weapons go a little bit out of their time period. Not 100% out of the time period. I don't want futuristic weapons, but I don't mind if they give us some World War I guns, give us some guns in between World War I and World War II, even some guns after World War II, just by a little bit. Like I hope they add the AK-47, even though it's not a World War II gun. It was made a couple years after World War II, and it could work in the game. I mean, yes, it's out of the time period of the game, but I would be okay with them adding that just to give us the guns and the game more variety. Another thing I'm kind of worried about in multiplayer is the kill streaks. Now, they're probably going to be score streaks, obviously, and I really, really hope they don't give us a lack of kill streaks. And it's not just because I don't think they have many ideas in terms of World War II, because, I mean, the last World War game, there was only 3 kill streaks, and looking at all the cool kill streaks we have nowadays, they just wouldn't work in a World War II game. So what are they going to do? I definitely do think they can come up with some new ideas. They can do like gas bombs, they could do like nuclear strikes, they can do all these different things. There are a lot of things they can do for sure, but I'm just nervous they're not going to go above and beyond and do these new things, because that's something I feel like Call of Duty is usually afraid of doing. They're really afraid of doing new things. That's honestly, like, that's not just me saying that. I've heard Call of Duty developers say that. You know, Jason Blundell at Black Ops 3 Zombies, he literally said straight up in an interview he does not like trying new things because he doesn't know if they're going to work or not. He likes doing things that he knows are tried and true systems and that work, and that's how games get stale. And that's why Black Ops 3 Zombies was not that amazing, and it had some problems with it because they just didn't try anything new. You know, all the maps felt very similar to each other. They didn't have any new like perks. You know, they had a few new guns, maybe a few new features, but that was really it. They didn't try anything new because he was afraid it wasn't going to work. Now, Sledgehammer, the reason why I'm not that nervous is because Sledgehammer and Advanced Warfare tried some freaking fucking crazy ass new things in their game. I mean, there were so many new features in Advanced Warfare. I mean, not all the features were, you know, necessarily good features that we enjoy, but there's still new features overall, and that's why I really do think this game is going to be great. I mean, Black Ops 3 added a couple features. Infinite Warfare didn't really add any new features, and Sledgehammer Advanced Warfare added a shitload of features. So I think this game is going to be revolutionary. I really do think it will be. As much as I'm worried in some ways, I'm also just not that worried in other ways. And, you know, when I see Michael Condrey tweeting and replying to all his fans on Twitter, I'm like, these people know their fans. They know who they're trying to make a game for. It's not like Treyarch and Infinity Ward, where I feel like they don't really interact with their fans too much. They don't really listen as much. I feel like Sledgehammer does. So, I don't know. I just feel like they can pull this game off. Now, of course, one of the biggest topics we have is supply drops. Now, I've said again and again and again, I don't mind supply drops. I don't. Not anymore. I didn't mind them that much in Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3. I didn't like the system, but I didn't mind it. I was like, it's not going to ruin the game for me. It's not going to make me not want to play it. It's just going to be there and kind of be like, well, you know, I can't even get the weapon, so what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, it's all chance, all luck. But Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, I've loved this system because they made it so you can just earn the weapons with salvage pretty fucking easily. And Infinite Warfare, they even have some of the DLC weapons for like completely free if you have the season pass, or you can unlock it via like an pretty easy challenge. So if they do a system like Modern Warfare Remastered or Infinite Warfare, I'm not going to be complaining. But just because I don't want to hear fans complain, because fans even complain about Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered supply drop system, even though it's a fucking great supply drop system, fans still complain about it. So if they really you know, I don't think this is gonna happen, but I really think they should just make it cosmetic only 100%, just to make the fans happy and just get it over with, because I don't want to hear any more fans complaining. I don't think this game's gonna have weapon variants, as much as I wouldn't mind them. At the same time, I just don't want to hear people complaining about, oh, overpowered, oh, pay to win, oh, all that crap. So I, you know, rather than not do it. And I hope they do weapon kits from Modern Warfare Remastered. Weapon kits is one of the coolest things they added into Modern Warfare Remastered, and that's just, I really hope they add it into this game. That'd be fucking awesome. And yeah, character customization, I also hope they go beyond and beyond. I said it the wrong way. I'm a fucking idiot. But overall, Advanced Warfare did a great job with character customization, so I do think Sledgehammer is definitely going to do better than the last two games did with character customization. The last two games are good with character customization, but they're just not as good as Advanced Warfare's customization. I felt like it was so much more in depth, and I really hope they do a system like that again within Call of Duty World War II. Now, the last topic I want to talk about is zombies. What the hell are they going to do with zombies this year? Honestly, I think it's going to be Nazi zombies. I really do. I really think that they're going to bring us back to the scary times with the grit and the gore and all that. But when people say they want to go back to that, and when I say I want to go back to that, at least, I don't want them to go back to how simple World at War was. I don't want it to be like that. Simple maps and zombies tend to not be my favorite because they get really freaking boring really fast. So I'm hoping they do, you know, same type of darkness and grittiness and scariness as World at War, but they still make it complex with Easter eggs, with a lot of perks, with the Pack-a-Punch quest, with, you know, side wonder weapons that you can do, buildables, stuff like that. I really hope they still add all that stuff in, but make it like World at War in terms of the setting and the overall feel and the scariness and the guns and the creepiness. I want it to still stay like that, but I just want them to still make it like as complex as a map like Origins or Mob of the Dead or any of the Black Ops 3 maps are in terms of that. So hopefully they do a good job. Hopefully they actually do more game modes and a cool, you know, challenge game modes, stuff like that, and giving us more stuff to do other than just playing the map itself, because that's something the past few games have been lacking on with zombies. They just give us the map and say play it until you get bored of it. But games like Black Ops 2 actually did some cool stuff with game modes like Grief and Turned and all that kind of stuff, and they could add so many more game modes, but they just don't do it. I don't know. I'm stuck with playing custom zombies to get some cool game modes for zombies. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one. I really do think that the teaser trailers and such will be coming out soon, probably after DLC 2 drops on PS4 for Infinite Warfare. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.